Oh God, this is like waking up on a sharp alarm and then thinking, yes, I'm so excited about this day. This is like dressing up the best you can do to work. This is like waiting for that one movie and then finally getting the ticket to the cinema hall. This is Formula 1. It's coming full guns blazing and it's coming to us slowly, steadily. It's arrived, Kunal. It's here.
Woohoo!
I am so happy.
Yes.
Hands in the air, Kunal. Hands in the air. This is going to be the year to watch Formula 1 because every year is the year to watch Formula 1.
Yeah, and even more so because Hamilton says so.
I'm sure Hamilton is getting paid. Or Bernie's just put like a gun on his head and said,
He's going to tell every driver and every team saying, go tweet about it. Tell everyone that this is the year to watch Formula 1.
you know what? But Hamilton had to do this too. This year he has the best car. So I'm going to win. Please watch Formula 1. Welcome to Formula 1 Wins. Welcome to Inside Line F1 podcast. Kunal, Shah, Rishi, Kapoor get together. And yes, this is the pre-Australian Grand Prix dissecting Formula 1 podcast. This is what we've been waiting for. This is all the testing finally coming together. But is this going to be an anticlimax, Kunal? What do you think?
I hope not, because my resting pulse has for a change gone up, Rishi, and I've spent years mastering it.
You're like some master chief or something when it comes to that. But you know what? It's very much possible that, it will be an anticlimax in terms of cars not finishing, cars going slow, cars lapping 10 to 15 seconds slower just to finish the race. I'm a little scared for Formula 1 here.
I'm scared too, and we've actually spoken about this in almost every pre-season podcast of ours, whether it was Formula 1 cars going at the speed of Grand Prix 2 cars, whether it was engineering scoring over racing, etc., etc. But Rishi, let's for a change focus on what would you actually look forward to.
This year?
This weekend's... No, forget this year. I'm saying this weekend's race. The first race of the new regulations. The engineers have never been challenged as much before. What are the things that you would look forward to?
Okay, point number 1. I want Massa to do well. I'm really looking forward for that.
You mean you think he's going to win?
You know what? Williams is powered by the 3Ms and it's looking like a good car. The 3Ms are...
They have Mercedes.
Yes.
They've added the Martini power.
Yes.
Which is like the perfect drink and drive case. Okay. And they've added Massa.
Yeah. So
right?
Kunal, that makes me drink and you drive.
Okay. Interesting stat, Rishi, is Williams has never won an Australian Grand Prix since 1996. Do you really think Massa can change their fortunes?
I'm hoping, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. It's going to be like a dark horse going for glory, and I'm really happy for him and the comfort he's found with the team. But something else that could be a possible is Sara Force India F1 landing on the podium.
Yes, it'll be great to see the Indian team make it to the podium, and there is a very high chance of a Mercedes-powered car sweep. Top 5, top 8 positions will just go off. You have McLaren doing well. You have Mercedes doing really well as well.
I really want to see what Magnussen has in his box because everybody's been talking about it.
Absolutely.
It's very much possible Caterham and Marussia could steal points here.
I would love to see them do that. I mean, they've struggled. Although I wouldn't want to see them win points because only 7 cars finished the race. I mean, some bit of a fight seems a little doubtful, but maybe Marussia, maybe Jules Bianchi.
Yeah, everybody says we want to see Vettel lose, but we at Inside Line F1 podcast think the other way, and that is...
We would really want to see Vettel and Red Bull Racing fight and show their might as a world champion.
Yes,
I don't want to see him lose. I want to see him put up a fight.
Yes, that's what champions are made of,
Absolutely.
It's not how hard you can get hit, it's how hard you can get hit and keep coming back and again and again.
That seems like a Rocky to me, but nevertheless.
I want to do like Sylvester Stallone. I got to do it next time. Well, finally, all we want to see this weekend, and we really want to see, is a Kimi versus Alonso.
I'm also wanting to see a Vettel versus a Ricciardo. Come on.
That's going to be interesting, especially in qualifying.
Yes.
That's going to be really interesting. But
in their case, although, it'll be who finishes more laps of the race.
I guess Lotus is not listening to this. There's a huge problem, and Magneti Marelli's come up saying that you may not see any car finishing. Now, that's scary, and you've got to give us a stat.
That's scary. The stat, of course, we spoke last time, 1991 Australian Grand Prix, wipe out 16 laps only, results declared after the 14th lap. But that was a natural disaster. This could well be a man-made disaster, if I may put it that way. So Magneti Marelli, of course, provide all the electronics, etc. for the cars. And up until last year, when we had combustion engines power F1 cars, which is a regular petrol engine, you had one ECU that would manage the systems. Now you will have multiple electrical systems, one managing the engine, one managing the turbo, one managing the ERS. Of course, all of this will be integrated into one, but there are very high chances of failures, and that's what they've reported have actually failed a lot of times in qualifying. Not for one, but for most of the teams.
That. The other big news that actually hit my ears was an ex-Ferrari driver saying Ferrari's been sandbagging during testing, which I don't believe, because everybody's so clueless about testing right now. Everybody wants to actually get the right amount of data in the right fashion.
I would agree with you. I mean, given that there are only 12 days of testing and, like going back to Magneti Marelli, they said that 12 days was too little to test these new hybrid systems. But you know what? It is also possibly a case of the lesser known Mika trying to get his own bits of publicity.
Yes, Mika Salo, jo salo se Ferrari ko jante, it's said in Hindi. It means he's driven for Ferrari back in the day when Michael was injured, and he's done well. He's got some good results. He knows the inside of the team, but does he know them well enough? Somebody who knows his team very well enough is Ron Dennis. Ron Dennis comes back on the pit wall and now starts comparing his lead driver Jenson Button to Ayrton Senna. He's come and said, okay, hey, they were very similar. I've managed both and all that. I think it's just a PR statement.
It's probably that. It's also down to the fact that McLaren, after I can't even remember how many years, are starting a season without a title sponsor. So it's probably a sponsor statement for all we know. But let's face it, like Massa, we all have a soft corner for Button as well.
You know what? Let's just go and sign that empty part of the car with inside line F1. Both give our autograph. Hey, lots of space, man. Advertise us. A Grand Prix in Azerbaijan is possible. Most of the people don't even know where Azerbaijan exists on the map.
I don't.
It's very close to Russia. It's in the Czech and the Slovak and the Russian region. It's a very small country. We Indians actually thought it belonged to Mohammad Azharuddin. But it's a very beautiful country. Could be hosting a Formula 1. No, I haven't actually. I've heard some great things.
You should wander around, Rishi.
You like the Formula 1 cars who are planning to go there?
Yes.
Like Bernie gets the money, I get the money, I go there.
But it's so strange. We'll be racing in Azerbaijan, which I don't have a problem. As a business, as a CEO of Formula 1, he of course will go to markets which are paying him money.
Yes.
But I am very surprised we will not have an Indian Grand Prix in 2015. And this is where I will tell you as well. I told you so.
I know. And probably if we can't fill a grandstand, we don't deserve a Formula 1 Grand Prix. I'm going to take Bernie's word for that.
Where else? I mean, we are going to Azerbaijan. I probably knew the spelling because I'm good at spellings. But where else do you believe we should go racing?
You know what? We should have a Pakistani Grand Prix. Let's go to Afghanistan, go through the tunnels. Let's say hi to the guys over there in the guns drinking goat milk.
You got
Do you know what happened in 1996 it was?
You have to tell me.
Okay, I have to tell you. What happened is Mika was leading the race and he thought he got a call on the pits to come for tire change, which he thought he didn't require. It wasn't in the strategy. He took an extra pit stop and then they realized nobody had actually called him in the pits. So they told David, he was supposed to win the race and you're getting this because of a radio mistake, some frequency error. And we think you should give the race back. And David was man enough to do it.
Multi-21 team orders. Does it remind you of something? Exactly this time last year?
Yeah. Ricciardo, watch out. Michael Schumacher and Juan Pablo Montoya, I remember. This was the year when Williams had taken up Michelin as tires. And Michelin were not working in a certain temperature range. So when the tires were cold, Juan Pablo could overtake Michael on corner 1, and when the tires got heated up, Michael overtook him again in 3 laps. It was brilliant when temperatures changed by 2 degrees, how Formula 1 cars could overtake each other.
My best memories of a flying Ralf Schumacher.
Oh God.
Yes.
That was really scary. Yes, it was scary.
But wait. I know this is your closing link. Sorry. Your predictions. This is the toughest time. This is like a dart in the dark, but let's see how well you get bullseye.
Okay, this is my prediction for Formula 1 2014. Race number 1, Australian Grand Prix from the Albert Park circuit is going to be Nico Rosberg, Hamilton, Massa.
Okay, I will pick a Rosberg because I think it's going to be Rosberg.
Yes.
I think Kimi Raikkonen.
Woohoo!
And I think Alonso.
I don't know how it's going to be. Nobody knows how it's going to be. We've got to watch, find out, and come back and dissect the Grand Prix.
4th will be Nico Hülkenberg. You watch.
I hope. Yeah, that's so much for the tricolors. And best of luck to all the drivers. Best of luck to everybody who's watching the race. And we'll come back with some more fun. This is going to be a great year. Not only on the track, but off the track with Inside Line F1 podcast as well.